Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita class. So now we'll begin with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadate Shvapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Shavadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupasvarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So we are discussing the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the last class we started and we saw the introduction to the 10th chapter. So 10th chapter is Vibhuti Yoga, or the opulence of the absolute. In this chapter Krishna explains different opulences. Krishna is full in all opulences, therefore Krishna is the supreme lord. Therefore he is called Bhagavan. The Sanskrit word Bhaga means opulence. And Krishna is full in 6 opulences: Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Jasasya Shriya Jnana Vairagyayos Shannam Bhaga Itirana. Aishwaryasya, Krishna possesses all wealth, because everything is coming from whatever we see is property of Krishna. We get hold of that property for a temporary period of time, till the time we are alive. Suppose I own a house, I will own that for maximum 60-70 years. After that, that will be someone else's. And after their departure, it will be someone else's. So ultimately, everything belongs to Krishna. So therefore, Krishna is the proprietor of the entire universe. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Jasasya Shriya. Krishna possesses complete strength. Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill with the little finger of left hand. That is impossible for us to think. And Viryasya Jasasya Shriya Jnana Vairagyasya Shannam Bhagaitirana. Jasasya Shriya also. Jasa, Krishna's fame is unlimited. Shri, Krishna's beauty is unlimited. Krishna is so beautiful that even Cupid is attracted by Krishna. Therefore, Krishna's another name is called Madan Mohan. Krishna is that personality who can make Madan Mohita. Mohita means illusion. So even the Madan or Kamadev, who illusions all of us, is getting illusion by seeing the form of Krishna. So Jasha and Shri is also there in Krishna in complete percentage. And Jnana Vairagyasya, Krishna possesses complete knowledge, and also, although Krishna has so many opulences, infinite opulences, but Krishna is also possessing the quality of renunciation. Therefore, we see that Krishna is ready to accept the position of a chariot driver for Arjuna. And in the battlefield, the warrior has to kick the chariot driver in order to, like, if Arjuna wants the chariot to turn to the right, Arjuna will kick Krishna with the right leg, And if Arjuna wants the chariot to go towards left, Arjuna will kick with the left leg. And although Krishna is the Supreme Lord, Krishna is the possessor of all opulences in complete. He is the Param Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is ready to take up that position. So this shows that Krishna is supremely renunciant also. The quality of renunciation is also there in complete within Krishna. So Krishna has so many opulences that even Krishna do not know about them in full. Just like a billionaire do not know that how much property he has. So therefore, if for a billionaire it is possible, it is obviously possible for Krishna, that Krishna has so much opulences that even Krishna is not aware of that. Krishna has one potency which keeps on informing Krishna that this much property you have, this much opulences you have. And when this energy informs Krishna about the amount of opulence, Krishna's opulence increase infinite times during that period. So Krishna's opulences are ever increasing, and therefore Krishna even do not know the complete opulences of Krishna. So what to speak of infinitesimal living entities like us? We cannot know Krishna in full. So in the first 7 verses of this 10th chapter, before explaining the vibhutis, Krishna gave this disclaimer that we cannot understand Krishna in full, knowing that Krishna is unknowable. This is one of the greatest teaching, and this makes us humble. Sometimes we think I am so intelligent. And so in spiritual life, questioning is good. If you are not questioning anything, that means you are not understanding. So there is philosophy, and if we understand the philosophy, questions will come. We get the answer, our doubts get cleared, and then our faith will be strong. So that is called reasonable faith. If we do not question, it will be blind faith. So obviously we should have reasonable faith. But at the same time, some people think that I can understand everything about Krishna. So there are some things which are inconceivable, we cannot understand in this human body. When we get the spiritual body, maybe we will be able to understand. One such thing is that Krishna is also eternal and we are also eternal. This concept of eternity is incomprehensible in the human body, because in this material body, the material body is habituated with the rules of this material world. And one of the rules of this material world is everything is time bound, everything has a beginning and end. So if we say that we are existing forever without any beginning, that is incomprehensible. So therefore, we cannot understand everything. We came from Krishna. So we came from Krishna, but Krishna is also eternal. We are also eternal. This is another inconceivable thing. So there are many things about Krishna which we cannot understand in full. So we need to be humble enough to accept that we cannot know everything about Krishna. And Krishna is the source of all. Even the great Maharshis, the great sages who are doing austerities for thousands of years, and the great demigods, even Brahmaji, they cannot understand Krishna. Sometimes they also misunderstand Krishna. Like in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a beautiful pastime where Brahmaji forgot that this small boy of Vrindavan is Krishna himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Brahmaji thought that let me play a trick with this small boy. I would kidnap all the friends and cows of Krishna, and then Krishna will cry. So then Krishna expanded himself in different Vishnu forms, and Krishna took the forms of his friends and cows and calves, and everything was going on wonderfully. Krishna was playing pastimes with his own expansions, and Brahmaji was astonished to see this. Then Brahmaji could understand, oh, I could not identify my master Krishna. So even the great demigods, like this is for Brahmaji. For Indra also it happened during Govardhan Lila. Indra tried to drown the whole Vrindavan, could not identify Krishna. And Lord Shiva also got bewildered by seeing the Mohini Murti of the Lord. So even the great sages and demigods, they cannot understand Krishna in complete. So what to speak of us? So that is the disclaimer. And now Krishna will explain about the Vibhuti. So before going to the Vibhuti, this is a very important section of this Bhagavad Gita. In the 10th chapter, verse number 8 to 11, called Chatushloki Gita. Chatushloki means 4 seed verses of Bhagavad Gita, in which the entire Bhagavad Gita is summarized. The entire Bhagavad Gita is summarized in these 4 verses, 8, 9, 10, 11. And when we summarize Bhagavad Gita, what we are summarizing? So Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Upanishads. There are 108 Upanishads, and these Upanishads are the essence of the Vedas. And Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Upanishads. Sarvopanishado Gabho Dugdha Gopala Nandana Vatsa Partha Sudhir Bhukta Dugdham Gita Mritam Mahat. The essence of the Vedas are the Upanishads. The essence of the Upanishads is Bhagavad Gita. The essence of Bhagavad Gita is Bhakti Yoga. And the essence of Bhakti Yoga is these two chapters, 9 and 10. Okay. And within that, these 4 verses of 10th chapter, here we are summarizing the entire Gita. And because Gita is the essence of all Vedas and Upanishads, so you can say if you just understand these 4 verses, you get the essential message of the entire Vedic literature. This is the essence, very, very important section. This is the central point of all teaching. Whatever pastime Lord is performing, whatever philosophy we are studying, the essence is contained within these 4 verses of Chatushloki Gita. Okay. So let us go one by one. And that after this Chatushloki, Krishna supremacy will be confirmed by different authorities. And then there is a long elaboration, 19 to 42. Krishna describes his different vibhutis. So let's begin with 10.8, where Krishna starts the Chatushloki Gita. This is the first verse of the Chatushloki Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitam. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Krishna is the source of all spiritual and material worlds. In the 8th chapter, we have seen the world which we are living currently. This is called material world. Apart from this world, there is another world called spiritual world where the Supreme Lord is there. In the material world also, Supreme Lord is there inside everyone's heart as Paramatma, inside every atom as Kshiradokosai Vishnu. But we cannot see Krishna. Krishna is hidden in the material world. But in the spiritual world, Krishna is self-manifested. Everyone can see Krishna face to face. So Krishna is the source of all the spiritual and material universes. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. The wise people, they perfectly know this, that Krishna is the source of everything, and therefore they engage in Krishna's devotional service. The fools, they do not know Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita 7.24, Krishna describes there are some fools also. In this chapter, chapter 10, verse number 8, Krishna told that the wise people, they perfectly know Krishna and they engage in Krishna's devotional service. But there are some fools also. Avyaktam vyaktim apannam mannatemam abuddhaya. The word abuddhaya means less intelligent people or fool. Param bhavam ajananto mama vyam anuttamam. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was impersonal before and now assume the personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. So here Krishna speaks about the impersonalist. Those who think Krishna is a light, Brahmajati, Krishna do not have any form. So these people are less intelligent. There are another class of less intelligent people, the demigod worshippers, 7.20, I think. Yes. Kamaisthaisthirhitajnana prapadyantenya devatam tam tam niyamamasthaya prakritya niyatasvaya. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires, means they have no intelligence now. They had intelligence, but that intelligence was stolen by material desires. Now they do not have any intelligence. Therefore, they surrender unto the demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own nature. So they are still better than atheists, but they are actually not very intelligent. Therefore, they are taking this other routes of demigod worship, impersonalism. They understood the importance of spiritual life. Therefore, they are doing something better than the atheist. They are taking to impersonalism or demigod worship. But if they were intelligent, they would worship Krishna directly, just like Buddha Bhava Samanvita. The wise people perfectly know that Krishna is the source of everything, and everything comes from Krishna, including the benedictions given by the demigods. They also come from Krishna, and therefore they worship with all their hearts. So there is an important thing called Sambandha Avideya Prayojan. Okay. Um, Let me show you. So these verses are very much related to the concepts called Sambandha, Avideya and Prayojan. So let us recap that from the initial seminar. Yes. So what is Sambandha, Avideya and Prayojan? This is a very essential concept. And these three terms are actually the essence of the entire Vedic literature. And in the Chatushloki Gita, in the verse number 8 to 11, these three concepts are described. What is Sambandha? Sambandha means establishing our relationship with Krishna. When we came to this material world, we forgot our relationship with Krishna. Actually, we are eternal spirit souls. So for that, we have to first understand we are not this body, we are soul, which is the first chapter of our seminar. So after we understand that we are not this body, we are soul, then what is the origin of the soul? The soul is an eternal fragmental part of Krishna. And this body is given by our parents. So actually, we are not this body, we are soul. So actually, we are children of Krishna. But materially speaking, from the perspective of the body, we are children of our parents. But our actual parent is Radha and Krishna because we are actually the soul. The body is temporary. Body is a temporary identity. Just like we wear some coat and we change our garments, so we cannot identify with the garment. Garment is a temporary designation. So similarly, this body is temporary. After 70 years, I will lose this body, I will get another body. So I cannot identify myself with that body. I'm actually eternal spirit soul who is the eternal fragmental part of Krishna. So first of all, in this material world, we forgot about Krishna, our relationship with Krishna. Some Vaishnav comes and reminds us of that relationship, our lost relationship with Krishna, and that is called Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha Gyan is the knowledge by which we regain our lost relationship with Krishna. We understand. So, what is there within Sambandha Gyan? Understanding Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Understanding the difference between Krishna and demigods. We have to understand demigods are living entities like us, but Krishna is our father. Krishna is also the father of the demigods. All of us are living entities, Jiva Tattva, and Krishna is Vishnu Tattva. Understanding we are not this body, we are soul. And understanding I am an eternal servant of Krishna. These are called Sambandha Gyan. After we know our relationship with Krishna, that Krishna is our origin, Krishna is our original father, we came from Krishna. And Krishna is also residing with me always as my best friend. Shuhridam Sarva Bhutanam Gyatma Mam Shantrim. Krishna is always there with us as Paramatma. But I did not know about Krishna. When we behave like a devotee, Paramatma is always speaking to us. But if we are not devotee, we cannot hear that. But when we become devotee, we can hear the voice of Paramatma very clearly. So Krishna is always there to help us. If we are devotionally inclined towards Krishna, we can hear Krishna's message. So after we understand the relationship with Krishna, then the next step is acting on that relationship. Just like when we take admission in a college, that is called Sambandha, establishing my connection with the college. That's not enough. I have to study and give exams, which is acting on that relationship. So once we understand I am eternal servant of Krishna, I have to act like a servant. I need to serve Krishna. The primary service is Nama Seva or chanting of the holy names. And also there are 5 things which makes us a devotee. A devotee should do 5 kinds of sevas. Sadhu Sangha, associating with devotees of the Lord, hearing from them, and uplifting one's consciousness. Serving the instructions of the superior Vaishnavas. That is called Sadhu Sangha. And obviously the Vaishnavas, they will tell you that chant the holy names, read Bhagavad Gita, understand the philosophy, worship Krishna. So then comes Nama Kirtan, Sadhu Sangha, then comes Nama Kirtan, chanting the holy names of the Lord. Regularly, we should chant some rounds, and ultimately, we should try to come to 16 rounds, because the 16 round is a like proper dose of the medicine. This holy name is a medicine for keeping Maya away, and there is a proper dose for this. So we should try to come to 16 rounds of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So then Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan. The next is Bhagavata Shravan. We should understand the philosophy of Gita and Bhagavatam by reading and hearing from experienced devotees. Sometimes reading is not enough. We may not understand the actual meaning of the verse, because these are not ordinary verses. These are scriptures directly coming from the Supreme Lord. And each of these verses has a oceanic depth. Only our acharyas can reveal that meaning. Otherwise, if you read Gita alone and you read with a devotee, you will get so many new perspectives. You would understand that I did not understand anything when I read alone. And it happened to many people. So we should hear in Guru Parampara, whatever Srila Prabhupada is giving, other acharyas are giving. We should hear in that parampara. Then we get the actual message. Otherwise, it is like it is covered by Yogamaya potency. If a non-devotee reads Gita, he will not get much. But when you study with the Gita, the Yogamaya curtain opens before you, and you get the actual taste of Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is Bhagavata Shravan. Then comes Mathura Vash. Whenever we have time, we should go to different holy places, different dhams. Brindavan, Mathura, Dwarka, Mayapur, Puri, Tirupati, like that. Mathura Vash and Sri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevan, worshipping the deity form of the Lord. In our home, we should have some deity form of the Lord. The Supreme Lord has many forms like Gaurnitai, Jagannath, Radha Krishna. So in initial stage, it is suggested that we should keep some lamination of the deities of some temple. Then even if you are not able to worship them properly, the offense is not much, because those deities are being taken care in the temple beautifully. So you can keep a lamination and worship Krishna. And most importantly, we should offer whatever we eat. We cannot eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. Otherwise, we are increasing our sinful account, and we cannot expect happiness in life. So this habit we must follow, that whatever we eat, we must offer it to the Supreme Lord. So these all things, 5 things, are called avideya, acting according to that relationship. That is called Bhakti Yoga. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavata Shravan, Mathura Vasha, Srimurtira Shraddhaya Sevan. This is called Bhakti Yoga. And Prayojan means what will happen once we do Bhakti? We will achieve Krishna Prem. We can completely understand our relationship with Krishna, and our heart will be filled with Krishna Prem. And then all the anarthas of our heart will be destroyed, and we will become a pure devotee, and we will transcend the 3 modes of material nature, and we will be always happy, and no misery of this material world can touch us. Although we are in this material world, nothing of this material world can affect us. We are liberated, although we are in this material universe. So that is the prayojan, which is like getting the degree from the college. So this is Sambandha, Avideya and Prayojan, and this is the essence of the entire Vedic literature. Chaitanya Charitamrit, Madhya Leela 20.143 says, Veda Shastra kahe sambandha avidheya prayojan, Krishna Krishna Bhakti Prema Teen Mahadhan. So Veda Shastra kahe, the Vedic literature say that Sambandha, Avidya, Prayojan. The Vedic literature say about 3 things, Sambandha, Avidya and Prayojan. And what are they? Sambandha is Krishna, Avidya is Krishna Bhakti, and Prayojan is Prema. 18 is Mahadhan. These are 3 great riches of life, if we understand all these things. So Krishna Sambandha, understanding Krishna, is Sambandha Gyan. Performing Krishna Bhakti is Avidya Gyan, and getting Krishna Prem is Prayojan. Okay. And there are different forms of Krishna who are presiding deities of these 3 tattvas called Sambandha, Avidya and Prayojan. Radha Madan Mohan is the Sambandha Adhidev. or the Adhidev or presiding deity for Sambandha. So if you pray to, like by the mercy of Radha Madan Mohan, we regain our lost relationship with Krishna. We get our Sambandha back. So this is the prayer to Radha Madan Mohan. Jayatam Suratau Pangor Mama Mandamater Gati Matsarvasya Padam Bojau Radha Madana Mohano. Glory to the all merciful Radha Madan Mohan. I am lame and ill advised. Yet they are my directors, Radha Madan Mohan, and their lotus feet are everything to me. We should recite this prayer whenever we see the Madan Mohan deity, and this will strengthen our relationship with Krishna. Then comes Avideya Adidev Pranam. Who is Avideya Adidev? Means the presiding deity for Avideya or Bhakti is Radha Govinda Dev. Okay, Radha Govinda Dev engages the devotees in Krishna's service. So the pranam mantra is Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumada Srimat Ratnagara Sambhasanastho Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prestha Shebhyamano Smarami. In the temple of jewels in Vrindavan, under a desire tree, this is the scene of Golak Vrindavan. Sri Radha Govinda, served by their most confidential associates, sit upon the effulgent throne. I offer my most humble obeisances unto them. So this happens. The Radha Govinda Dev is being served by all the gopis. This happens in Golok Vrindavan, and when Krishna comes to this material world, like 5,000 years ago, Krishna came to Bhoma Vrindavan in the UP, that Vrindavan, and Krishna manifests the Golok Vrindavan, and there also we could see all these leelas. Then Prayojan Adhidev Pranam, and who is Prayojan Adhidev? Radha Gopinath, the Lord of the Gopis, who gives us Krishna Prem. Shriman Rasarasarambhi Vamsi Vatatata Sthita Karshan Venu Shwanir Gopir Gopinatha Shriyastunaham. Sri Srila Gopinath, who originated the transcendental mellow of the Rasa dance, stands on the shore of Bamshivat and attracts the attention of the cowherd damsels with the sound of his celebrated flute. May they all confer upon us their benediction. So these are three presiding deities of Sambandha, Avidya and Prayojan. So now we understand what is Sambandha, Avidya, Prayojan, right? Sambandha is reviving our lost relationship with Krishna, understanding we are spirit soul and Krishna is the Supreme Lord. I am eternal servant of Krishna. Avidya means acting on that relationship, performing Krishna Bhakti by Panchanga Bhakti, Sadhu Sangha, Nami Kirtan, Bhagavata Shravan, Mathura Vasha Shri Murtira Shabdhya Sevan. And Prayojan means getting Krishna Prem or getting liberated from this material contamination. Now, how these three tattvas of Sambandha, Avidya, Prayojan are there inside these 4 verses. So therefore, if we read this Bhagavad Gita, we never know about Sambandha, Avidya, Prayojan because Krishna never mentions them. But only the Acharyas can see. So now, if we carefully see, this verse number 8 speaks of Sambandha and Avidya together. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. I am the source of all spiritual material worlds. Everything emanates from me. This is Sambandha Gyan, that Krishna is the Param Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Knowing Krishna, this is Sambandha Gyan. And then Iti Matva, by knowing this, Buddha or the wise people, they act on this relationship, they act on this knowledge. How they act? The wise people who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me. This is Avidya Gyan with all their hearts. So Sambandha and Avidya are together in verse number 8. Then in verse 9, Krishna says, Machitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So here Krishna speaks about Sadhu Sangha. Krishna says that whenever my two devotees are meeting, they are always speaking Krishna Katha. They will not speak any materialistic prajalpa or materialistic words. They will always speak of Krishna. One devotee will share what he read or heard in lecture, that I heard about this pastime. Maharaj was explaining Govardhan Lila in a very beautiful way. And he was explaining the identity of Govardhan. Another devotee will share something about Krishna. So this is called Sadhu Sangha. So we saw that in Avidya, there are 5 components of Avidya. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavata Shravan, Mathura Vasha, Srimurti Rasradhaya Sevan. And among all of them, Sadhu Sangha is very important. Why? If you keep a connection with Sadhu, all the things will automatically happen. The sadhu will inspire you to do nama kirtan or chanting of the holy names. Sadhu will inspire you to read the Bhagavad Gita and understand Gita. Sadhu will inspire you to go to different holy places. Sadhu will inspire you to do worship of Krishna. But if you are doing all other 4 things, and if you are not keeping connection with a sadhu or a devotee of the Lord, in due course of time, Maya will capture you and you will lose these habits. And again, you will start a materialistic way of life. Again, you will fall back to Maya. You will lose this greatest opportunity of performing Krishna consciousness. Therefore, out of these 5, it is very important to always keep a connection with a bona fide, stable sadhu who is better than you. Therefore, Rupa Goswami says we should associate with devotees who are Snigdha, Swatovara, and Sajatiya. Sajatiya Ashiye Snigdhe Sadhu Sangha Swatovari. So, Swatovara means better than me. You should keep your connection to some devotee who is more stable than you in Krishna consciousness. Then you will get inspired from them. So this verse number 9 says about Sadhu Sangha, which is Avideya or Bhakti. And then verse number 10 and 11 speaks about Prayojan. In the verse number 10, Krishna says, Tesham Shatata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mamupayantitim. So here also the first portion of the verse speaks about Avideya and Prayojan, and the last verse is Prayojan completely. So in this verse number 10, Krishna says, to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love. This is Avideya. This is in relation to serving Krishna, Avideya, or doing Krishna Bhakti. And what will happen if we serve Krishna in a dedicated way, constantly with love? What will happen? Krishna will give the understanding or intelligence by which they can come to me. So Krishna will give you intelligence how to perform devotional service. Because suppose we saw the science of self-realization seminar, and we know scientifically why Krishna consciousness is very logical, scientific. I'm convinced, I'm ready to practice Krishna consciousness, but there may be different problems. There may be problems or pressure from the relatives, from parents, from society, or I'm doing a very hectic job, I'm not getting enough time. So these are different hindrances in Krishna Bhakti. I'm convinced about doing Krishna Bhakti, but I am facing different challenges. Now, if you have that desire to constantly serve Krishna, then Krishna will give you intelligence as Paramatma. How can you do Krishna Bhakti while being in your situation? So this is like Krishna will give you something. Krishna will take you towards Krishna Prem. I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. Coming to me means what? Going to the abode of Krishna. And that will only happen when we attain Krishna Prem. So this is Prayojan. And in verse number 11, Krishna says, Teshamevanukampartham aham ajnanajam tama nashayam yatma bhavasto jnanadipena bhashvatam. To show them my special mercy, I dwelling in their hearts as Paramatma, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So we have a lot of ignorance in our heart in the form of different anarthas. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mada, Moho, Matsarya. Lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. So Krishna will destroy all these anarthas, and Krishna will fill our heart with knowledge and Krishna Prem. And that is the Prayojan. If we perform devotional service continuously with sincerity, I'm not wasting any time. Sometimes it might happen that I have time, but I am keeping that time for my sense gratification, but I am not giving Krishna. I am not super busy, but I am not giving that time to Krishna. I am giving it to something else. Okay, my sense gratifications. So we have to understand that we cannot get happiness by sense gratification, and we should not waste this valuable human form of life in doing sense gratification. Whatever time we have, we should engage in Krishna's service and perform Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we will suffer tremendously. This human form we have attained after 8.4 million of species. This is a very precious human form. So we should not waste that. And sincerely, whatever time I have, I should give it to Krishna. Someone may be working very hard, 12 hours a day. He only has 2 hours of time and giving it to Krishna. And someone does not have so much engagement. He has 12 hours, but he is giving 4 hours. Krishna will provide more mercy to the person who is giving 2 hours, because Krishna um, takes the percentage. I have 2 hours of available time. I'm giving 2 hours. I'm giving my 100%. But I have 12 hours of available time and I'm only giving 4 hours, one third. So according to our surrender, Krishna will show his mercy. In Bhagavad Gita 4.11, Krishna says that. Krishna himself says that. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly, according to our degree of surrender. So being busy is not a problem. Although we should choose our life, we should mold our life in such a way that we have sufficient time for Krishna. But suppose due to some unavoidable circumstances, I do not have much time. I only have 2 hours. But we should give that 2 hours to Krishna. We should not cheat that, okay, let me keep 1.5 hour for my sense gratification, for Facebook, Instagram, or many things, or watching movies and all. So we have done all these things in multiple lifetimes. Let us give this one lifetime to Krishna and see what happens. We have given millions of lifetimes to Maya by doing all these sense gratification activities. And we did not get any happiness. We are still dissatisfied at heart. Let us give this one lifetime to Krishna and see what happens. All the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, they cannot be false. There is something substantial. Everyone is telling that you cannot get happiness by sense gratification. But if you worship Krishna, if you satisfy Krishna, then you get happiness. There must be some truth to it. And there are millions of evidences. There are millions of great devotees who appeared and who perfected their life by performing Krishna Bhakti. So we should be sincere. Then we receive the mercy of Krishna. We should not cheat Krishna. That's the thing. If we cheat Krishna, Krishna will also cheat you. You will perform bhakti, but you will not get Krishna's mercy. Your life will be as it is. That means Krishna has cheated you. Because Krishna says that as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. If you cheat Krishna, you are just in the name of doing bhakti, you are giving some time. We are chanting, and that too also getting distracted to so many things. That means we are not giving time to Krishna sincerely. Then Krishna will not also bestow mercy sincerely. Okay. So this is very important, that we should not cheat and we should be honest in our execution of devotional service. And whatever difficulties we are facing, we should speak to the senior devotees. Because Arjuna had Krishna, we have the senior devotees. Devotees are representatives of Krishna. And through the mouth of the devotees, Krishna will reciprocate with you. So that's the teaching. And we should be very, very sincere when we receive Krishna's mercy. Okay. So this completes the Chatushloki section of Bhagavad Gita. So in the verse number 8, we see Aham Sarvasya Prabhava Matta Sarvam Pravartate. Krishna is the source of everything. Iti Matva Bhajante Mam Buddha Bhava Samanvita. By knowing this, the wise men engage in Krishna's devotional service. So knowing Krishna and engaging in Krishna's devotional service, which is Sambandha plus Avideya. Ninth verse speaks about Sadhu Sangha. Whenever two devotees meet, they speak Krishna Katha. That is coming under Avideya or Bhakti. 10th verse, Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Pratipurvakam. Those who continuously serve me, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yenama Amupajantite. I give them intelligence by which they can come to me. So serving Krishna continuously and Krishna giving us intelligence. So that is avideya plus prayojan. And in the 11th verse, Krishna destroys all ignorance of our heart and fills our heart with Krishna prem, that is prayojan. So in these 4 verses, we have seen sambandha plus avideya, avideya, avideya plus prayojan, and prayojan. And these 3 tattvas of sambandha, avideya, prayojan are summarized in these 4 verses of Chatushloki Gita. So in the verse number 8, Krishna established his supremacy. Krishna told that Aham Sarvasya Prabhavam Matta Sarvam Pravartate. I am the source of everything. Krishna established the supremacy. So someone might say that Krishna is very proud. He is saying, everything came from me. I am the supreme. So it is not pride of Krishna. This is actually mercy of Krishna. The living entities, they are so perplexed. They are so ignorant. They do not know who is the Supreme Lord. They are already illusioned. And if Krishna plays humility game, that oh maybe no, I am not the Supreme. Actually, I don't know who is the Supreme. Then the Jiva will get more confused. So therefore, Krishna speaks directly and emphatically that I am the Supreme Lord. You should get connected to me. So this is a mercy towards the conditioned living entity, so that he does not have any problem in understanding who is the Supreme Lord. Okay, so after this Chatushloki, so Krishna confirmed his supremacy. Then other authorities also confirmed Krishna's supremacy, that we will see here in the verse number 12 and 13. Arjuna Uvacha, after hearing this Chatushloki Gita, now Arjuna is telling, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adi Devamajam Vibhom Ahusvam Rishaya Sarve Devarshi Naradastatha Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Brabhishime. Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Arjuna accepted the teachings of Krishna as a wonderful student of Gita. The ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. So Arjuna could recognize the position of Krishna. So that means Arjuna is firmly got the Sambandha Gyan. You are eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. And all the great sages like Narada, Ashita, Devala, Vyasa confirm this truth about you. And now you yourself are declaring it to me. So Arjuna read all these things in Gurukul. Arjuna in the Gurukul was receiving the teaching of Vedas, and then Arjuna read about all these different sages, Narada, Ashita, Devala, Vyasa, and they are confirming the supremacy of Krishna. And now today, O Krishna, in front of me, you yourself confirmed. So there is no doubt at all that you are the Supreme Lord. Now Arjuna is ready to do whatever Krishna will say. So this chapter is Vibhuti Yoga. Why? Once we understand that Krishna is supreme and Krishna has so many opulences, once we know about the opulences of Krishna, it helps us to get firm in our devotional service. Our faith in Krishna consciousness becomes stronger, and our devotion to Krishna is strengthened. So therefore, this chapter is very important to understand the opulences of Krishna. Okay, and Krishna very mercifully speaking us those opulences. So in the next section, we will see the opulences of Krishna. We'll take this section in the next class. So now in the 10th chapter, we know that Krishna is unknowable. That was the disclaimer. Then we saw the Chatushloki Gita and also Krishna's supremacy confirmed by other authorities. And then with that understanding, we will proceed to know Krishna's different vibhutis or opulences. Thank you very much for attending this session. Do you have any questions? Okay, sounds good. So probably we'll see the Krishna's opulences in the next class. It's a longer section, so we don't know whether we'll be able to finish. Maybe it will take another class. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.